Good evening, everybody. This is Luke the Vacuum Saver tuning back in with you for another video. Yes, first of all, I apologize. It has been a very, very, very long time since I have done a vacuum video, and that's all because I am now at college and I was off for spring break this week, so I decided to go ahead and make a couple videos for all of you lovely viewers. So first up, thanks for checking out all my other videos on my channel. I'm really liking what I'm seeing with the high number of watching going on that YouTube channel. Luke the Vacuum Saver, the one, the only. So, yeah, this is yet another video for you guys. Boy, oh boy, do I have some treats for you here today. Look at that. Just look at these vacuums sitting in front of you. They look fantastic, and I think they're ready to run for you. So, we also have two other videos coming this evening. So let's go ahead and enjoy this first one here. We are going to call this the Epic Comeback Edition of Vacuum Saved. I know we've had one before. Actually, let's name this the Rally Red Edition of Vacuum Saved. And we're going to call it that because both of these machines are maroon and red, respectively. So, it's one obvious brand that's red here. Obviously, it's Dirt Devil. But I really, really like the maroon... Excuse me. I really like the maroon color on the shark. Excuse me again. There we go. So, this is the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first video with me. My name is Luke, and I repair vacuums for people in need for free. I completely clean them out, give them brand new belts, bags, filters, you name it. Whatever it needs, it gets. So, these ones were definitely challenging and quite a bumpy ride. Now, wait till you see two Bissels go head-to-head later. Boy, one of those was definitely a bumpy ride, like my homeboy song, Bumpy Ride. Well, definitely one of those was a way bumpier ride than the other. So, stay tuned for that. But, what do you say we look at these rescued buttes today? So, let's go ahead and start things correctly on the right-hand side, starting things off right with a good note, correct? Always end on a good note, and we start on a good note. So, this is my Shark Navigator NV130S4. And there it is for you. NV130S4 Shark Navigator with swivel steering. Now, just take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. This looks absolutely phenomenal compared to when I got it. We'll hear his story in just a minute. But I gotta introduce the other machine. Can't make him feel bad just because he has a little bit of a bent over handle issue. Let's go ahead and turn to the left side here. And this, my friends, is one of the rarest vacuums on YouTube. So, I ain't getting rid of this one, and congratulations to all my viewers. You have officially seen it on YouTube. This is a Dirt Devil Power Light. Right here. And they don't make them like this anymore, ladies and gentlemen, believe me. And I'm not sure what the model number is on this one, but we're going to find out together. So, that is my Dirt Devil Power Light 11 amp motor. And I must admit, that thing is loud. So, but you know what? Each vacuum deserves a chance. Boy, this little beautiful purple thing sitting right there has quite a story for you. And then that also the blue Bissell Power Force bagless right here, hint hint. That also has quite the story. So I'm very, very, very excited to get into those two. But it's time to put our attention on the spotlights. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with story time. We all love our good old story time with Luke the Vacuum Saver. What do you say we kick it off right with the Dirt Devil Power Light? And there she is. So, just 1 second. There we go. Alright, so, by the way, real quick before we get started with this, if this is your first video with me, the video is breaking down into 4 sections. The introduction, which is what you just saw there. Now it's going to be a story time where I'll bring each vacuum to the center of the floor like this, and I'll tell you a rundown of what happened to it and how I got it back to optimal condition. And then we will have a test run segment where I will plug each vacuum in and we will run it up and down the carpet a couple times here. Yes, fasten your seatbelts, new viewers. You're going to get to see some rescued vacuums today. Looking real forward to that for you guys. So congratulations. But here is this guy. This is a Dirt Devil Power Light with an 11 amp motor, and his model number is, let's see here, what do you say? We are on a good roll today. So, his model number is 085360. 085360 from Royal. This is an 11 amp motor. And ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the Rug Doctor machines before? Like the Rug Doctor Wide Track and Mighty Pro X3. Those are 11 amp motors as well. So it's going to sound just like that when it turns on for you later today. So this is a Dirt Devil Power Light. And this is one of the rarest vacuums on YouTube. And boy, they don't make them like these anymore. I would have to assume that this vacuum was made in the early 90s or till like early 2000s at the very, very, very latest. Yeah, I'm just so blessed to have all you wonderful viewers and to have a wonderful vacuum here. So, here's its story. I went to Johnette Flea Market in Blairsville. Oh, that one has the same pickup location. So, both of these, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, sidetrack. Both of these were picked up at Johnette Flea Market. Okay? The shark and this. So, anywho, this one was picked up on the south side of the store, Johnette Flea Market. You walk right in the man door, and this thing was sitting there for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end. And I go quite frequently to Johnette Flea Market and find something almost every time. And I thought, why is nobody buying this? It's like, and one of the things that sold me on it, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember the Hoover Elite series vacuums, they had a nice soft bag like this one does. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Nice, smooth, silky, clean, new bag. Oh la la. I like that. So, anywho, the Elite 350s had the soft bag, and that's what sold me on this one. And also that nobody was taking it. I'm like, this poor little thing. It's like it's been sitting there for weeks on end, and I'm like, why is nobody taking this? And then I get it home and found out the answer. But let's go ahead and show you how nice this thing looks overall. There it is from top to bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Ignore that price sign. I couldn't find a way to get that off. Even after I tried and tried and tried. So, but let's go ahead and turn this vacuum over, and you're going to see where the real power is. Right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. Here is the Dirt Devil Power Light's underbody. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Completely cleaned out. How beautiful the vac. What do you say? Look at how amazing this turned out for all of you today. I can't believe how nice this turned out. Now, here's why it has a little bent over handle issues, because it is missing the proper height adjustment wheel like the Bissell Power Forces have, and I'll show you that in the next video here. But yeah, it's missing that, so that's why the this is quite slumped over. And if I find a way to reinstall it, I'm going to look for a piece, and if I have one, I'll put it on it here, and then I'm definitely going to keep it because it's so rare. So I'm very, very, very happy to report that this is doing fantastic right now. And one thing that I absolutely love is how simple this is to run. Ladies and gentlemen, it is just 2 buttons right here. These 2 screws are missing because the base plate is missing. Part of the, like that big wheel that I just explained is missing. So to access the brush roll, ladies and gentlemen, you see these 2 tabs right here? That's how you do it. Watch this. 1, 2, and it's off. Look at how nice and easy that is to maintain. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a vacuum like this, there's absolutely no reason it shouldn't look like this, because they are that easy to maintain. That's what also sold me on this vacuum. Now, because this is a bagged vacuum, I do have a quick announcement to make. So just stand by 1 second here as I get the last little piece in here. There we go. It's in. So, sorry about that little hiccup there, folks. The belt is back on. And I think we are ready to have a wonderful video today with this vacuum. So, let's see. The belt is doing just fine down there. It's a style 4-5 belt from Dirt Devil if you have this machine. So, yeah. Let's just go ahead and properly align those. And then it just pops in, like so. So there it is. She is ready to go for this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you what was powering this Dirt Devil's brush before. Okay? This is something that is very irritating for all vacuum savers when people use the wrong belt on their vacuum. Not only does that cause the vacuum to start smoking because of the burnt rubber, that one, and yeah, so this is definitely a thing that I'd like to mention, is to please use the right belt. It is a Dirt Devil style 4-5 for this machine. And what happened here, ladies and gentlemen, why this machine was in some rough condition like it was, is because you see this area right here where my finger is pointing, actually like right here about, I would say, was completely just packed with dirt. I mean, not just packed with dirt. As you guys can see, maybe a little bit, let's bring it into the light here. It was quite worn. Focus. There you go. So, as you guys can see, it was quite worn. And for a comparison, I will show you what a new belt looks like. As you guys can see, it is not worn at all. So, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please check your vacuum's owner's manual to find out what kind of filter it needs, what kind of a bag it needs. All that brings me to my next point. And then what kind of filter what kind of belt your vacuum needs. So, now let's talk about the soft bag issue here, okay? Some of you may have a Sanitaire SC679J, which is the shakeout bag, versus the S679K, which is a bagged, like completely bagged, and like a soft bag like this. So here's what the problem was with this one, ladies and gentlemen, was if we pop this out right here, and we go ahead and flip this off, which I'm not going to, that was filled completely from here, the whole way up to here, with a crappy old bag. And it was the completely wrong bag. It was the completely wrong bag, ladies and gentlemen. So I put a brand new Dirt Devil Febreze bag in this. So it's going to smell real nice for us when it runs here in just a few moments. So yeah, that is the Dirt Devil Power Light for you guys. And take a moment of silence if you wish, to think all that vacuum's gone through and how she's back to normal with us right now. So let's go ahead and I'll bring out the shark for just a few moments, and then we'll go ahead and run these two. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite man is back in the house, Luke the Vacuum Saver. What's up, everybody? You know who it is. So, this is my Shark Navigator NV130S4. Now, this is one of the much newer models, and it has a swivel steering, and people that know me know that I do not like swivel steering sharks for one specific reason, and that is the hose breaking constantly. Maybe some of you shark owners have that same issue like this one did, but that's just downright frustrating. Shark got it right off the bat with the Shark Navigator NV42, and other than that, like the NV352, 501 series, 771 series, all had these flexible hoses on them, and I can guarantee you this, that I've had a couple sharks in the past, and every single one of them has had a bended hose, and a broken hose, and that's because of that design flaw. But what I really want to draw your attention to is how clean this brush roll came out. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So, this was completely covered in dirt, okay? Like, stuck on dirt and, like, mud even, I think. It was nasty. You couldn't even see out of this. Now, it's perfect. And I also checked out the belt, and thank God this one was good on it. So, yes, and ladies and gentlemen, I did completely run my rug scrubber recently with this vacuum and got the filter looking like that. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your filter cleanliness will affect how your vacuum performs for you. So please keep that in mind. Please and thank you for all of us vacuum savers out there, and stand by for just 1 second here, folks. Just 1 second. Alright, my apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. We had a slight wheel issue with this vacuum, and of course the previous owner didn't care to tell me that the wheel was completely falling off, but now it's back on as it should be. So, and yes, I think I might end up completely duct taping that to the vacuum so it can't roll off at random times. So yeah, this is definitely a sad vacuum. But there it is now. It looks all fresh and brand new, and it's ready to go for all of you. Hey, that rhymes. So what do you say we go ahead and show you what these vacuums are capable of? So yeah, I have one of the rarest machines on YouTube right there, the Dirt Devil Power Light, and the reason I chose to change the belt on that one was because I knew that the one that was on it initially wasn't going to last very long at all. I'm not sure how the vacuum even lasted that long with that belt on it. So this one was good, so I'm looking on the bright side. So let's go ahead and give each of these a test run. So I'll set the shark aside for just a moment, and we will test the Dirt Devil Power Light first. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this does sound real nice. But I must warn you, it is very, very, very loud, as it has an 11 amp motor. Please and thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So just give me one moment. I'll plug it into the extension cord right here, and we will have a fun time tonight. Alright. Hold on a second. Let's plug this guy in. Just one moment, I need to check if this is on real quick. Okay, good. That should be power off. So, let's do this good stuff. I'm actually going to plug it into the grounded outlet. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to see one of the rarest vacuums on YouTube? Here comes a Dirt Devil Power Light. And ladies and gentlemen, this vacuum is very lightweight, which I love. So, what do you say we go ahead and have a great time with this? So, let's give you a test run in 3, 2, 1. I'll show that again real quick. Here we go. How about that for a restored nice little power light? Let's go ahead and give her a real test run in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your speakers down. It's incredible what a little bit of tender loving care for a vacuum can do. Look at those nice carpet lines. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't really even touched these vacuums since I did them. So we're just figuring this out together. We got another thing coming, just like Judas Priest. We got the shark. I'm excited for that one too. So let's go ahead and wrap this guy up and get the other guy going. So I'll do a couple slow up and down passes with the shark on this side. I'm actually very curious to see what this vacuum is going to find in my rug, as it's been quite dirty recently, and that's all because of all the vacuums that I've been saving for all of you lovely community members and watchers alike. So, if you've been lucky enough to get one of my vacuums, you know that they work sensational. So, let's go ahead and plug the shark in, and let's hear what he sounds like. Alright, here we go. Gonna plug in the shark. I'm actually really excited for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've wanted a shark for quite some time, and I clearly have my wish here. So, yes. And, you know, life is grand. So thank God every day that you get. I may not have a girlfriend yet, but I've got vacuums to do for all of you lovely community members. So, and if it wasn't for community members like you that donate your old vacuums to me, I wouldn't be doing what I am today. So, here is a Shark Navigator NV130S4. We're going to turn this on real quick and see how she sounds. Oh boy, Shark ASMR there. So here it comes in 3, 2, 1. Look at how nice that did. And that was without the motor brush. That did really good. I'm happy with that. So, let's go ahead and have a great time wrapping these up, and I'll give some final thoughts on these. Alright, so here comes the final section of the video. Final thoughts. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. From Luke the Vacuum Saver Studios, this has been Luke the Vacuum Saver. And as you guys can see, boy, hence the name, these vacuums are really, really saved. So, we are going to have a wonderful day here, and I will be making 2 more videos for you all, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one.